As Kael finished speaking, the room fell silent. Ava's eyes were wide with shock, her mind reeling with the implications of what she had just learned. The weight of her parents' involvement with the Order of the Black Depths was crushing her. She felt like she was living in a world where nothing was as it seemed. Adam's voice broke the silence. "We need to get out of here," he said, his eyes scanning the room for any signs of danger. "We can't stay in one place for too long. The Order will stop at nothing to keep their plans secret." Kael nodded. "Yes, it's not safe here. We need to be careful, though. The Order has eyes and ears everywhere." He glanced around the room, his eyes lingering on the shadows. "We can't trust anyone." Emily stood up, her eyes shining with determination. "We need to find out more about the Archon and the Order's plans. We can't just run away. We need to know what we're up against." Maya nodded in agreement. "We need to be careful, though. We don't know what we're up against. We can't just charge in without a plan." As they discussed their next move, a faint scratching sound echoed through the walls. It was soft at first, but grew louder and more insistent. The sound sent shivers down Ava's spine. It was like someone was trying to claw their way out of the walls. Ava's eyes met Kael's, and she saw a flicker of concern in his gaze. "What is that?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Kael's voice was low and serious. "It's a warning sign. Someone, or something, is trying to get our attention. We need to be careful. This could be a trap." Suddenly, the scratching stopped, and an oppressive silence fell over the room. The air seemed to vibrate with tension, as if something was waiting just beyond the edge of perception. Ava felt like she was holding her breath, waiting for something to happen. The silence was oppressive, heavy with anticipation. Ava's heart was racing, her senses on high alert. She felt like she was waiting for the other shoe to drop. And then, without warning, the lights flickered and died. The room was plunged into darkness, the only sound the creaking of the old wooden beams. Ava's heart skipped a beat as she heard footsteps outside the room. They were heavy, deliberate footsteps, as if someone was trying to make their presence known. The door creaked open, and a figure loomed in the doorway. Ava couldn't see their face, but she could sense their presence. It was like a dark, malevolent force had entered the room. "Who's there?" Adam called out, his voice firm. The figure didn't respond. Instead, it took a step forward, its presence filling the room. Ava felt like she was suffocating under its gaze. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the figure vanished. The lights flickered back to life, and the room was bathed in a warm, golden light. Ava let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. She felt like she had just narrowly escaped something terrible. But as she looked around the room, she realized that something was off. The atmosphere had changed. The air was thick with tension, and the shadows seemed to be moving of their own accord. What was happening? And who, or what, had just been in the room with them?